Inside the Deck is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best online retailer for Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product, and GatheringMagic.com, your place to explore the game.
My father was an antique and art collector, and so from a very early age I was exposed to a lot of antiques. Our house looked like a museum, actually. And my dad was great. He was always bringing home fantastic art books, and my mother had a wonderful sense of design. She was an artist. So, from an early age, I was exposed to this. My name is Richard Kane Ferguson, and I'm an artist. I run the gamut these days, from graphic design to fine art to fantasy illustration to design. I've got my hands in a lot of things. It is all traditional. Traditional mediums, either watercolor, acrylic, pen and ink, and oil paints. I broke into comics first, doing an alternative comic called Offerings for Cry for Dawn. And we hit a show in Philadelphia. Jesper Meerfors was set up, with a magic booth, and this was before the game hit. And he was looking for new artists. And so I showed Jesper my work, and it made an immediate connection with Jesper. He was like, "This is terrific. This is just what we're looking for." So when I got home, I mentioned to a friend of mine who was really into gaming, and I said, "Hey, listen, just out of curiosity, I hit a guy's booth called Magic the Gathering. Have you ever heard of these guys?" And my friend exploded, and he was just like, "Are you kidding?" And I was like, "Yeah," he didn't have any of the cards yet, but I was like, "Yeah, what do you think of the company?" And he was like, "This is the most amazing game." Everybody's talking about it right now. They just came out with the initial beta version, I guess, the early version, and people are just incredibly excited about this game. He was like, "Call that number back immediately, and make sure you talk to Jesper." And I'm looking, and I'm popping open business cards and all the things I brought back from the show, and I couldn't find it. And I'm digging through, and at the very bottom, which is the way it always works, at the very bottom, of one of my folders, I find his card, and I was like, "Whew, that's fantastic." And so I gave Jesper a call actually the next day. And back then they gave you a description of the character and description of what the character did, and they kind of let you run with the design concept. And they were wonderful art-typical cards. It just had a fantastic time doing the conceptual sketches and sending them down to Jesper. I love mythological themes. I love archetypical themes. And all these characters come from this rich milieu. And it was very easy to identify with the material early on and visualize, what I wanted to do with some of these concepts. And, the favorites that a lot of people like, Dakon, of course, Nebuchadnezzar. I love Recall, Searing Spear. And it's hard to play favorites because you're always looking towards the next piece. You didn't want to rest on your laurels and look back. My last set was Shadowmoor, I believe, and I did Corlash, Heir to Blackblade, and that was a great time. But we'll see what the future brings. Looking back, I'm just always very touched by how my cards have affected people. I kind of influenced them, and all the kind words I've received through the years of fans that have just really found some of these images iconic, and how it's influenced their lives. I'm always very touched by the fans, and I'm always very appreciative. And especially as I get older, and I'm not kidding. As you get older, there is no ambiguity towards your emotions, the way you feel about the work and about the way you feel how other people interpret your work. And it's just great to see that you've made an impact to a certain degree on other people's lives. Call that number back immediately and make sure you talk to Jesper. So I got home, and naturally your portfolio is filled with business cards, and I'm flipping open, I'm looking for the card, I find Jesper, I called him back. And so, I was very excited. It was an exciting time to actually break in.
Super Sunday Series. You might have to repeat that last part. Announcer.
I believe it, actually.
But everything else is perfect.
I don't know.